People, what up? What's good? As y'all can see on the screen, man, we got a data mine to talk about, y'all. We got a lot of updates, a lot of new cars, man. I think I got about 13, you know what I'm saying, cars pulled up. We're not gonna talk about the patch. I think it's a little bit too late for all that. But I did want to get into this data mine, right? It dropped a few days ago. Y'all know your boy was bulk recording for the last couple vids, so I didn't really get to look at any of these, right? So let's dive into it, man. Y'all hit that like button, grab a snack. I'm saying, let me know what you're eating on in the comments, and sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride, y'all. So interesting. We got these couple of cards from next season got updated, and then we got the new card. So let's dive into Kansu first, right? So they went ahead and released a little bit more detailed explanation of how he works as a card, and they updated his stat line, right? So the original Kansu is 6'5", and then once you discard it, it turns into Kansu waxing. I'm pretty sure is the first like phase of him, and then once you discard it again, it turns into Kansu full. So if we look at the original Kansu, right? So it says when discarded, returns in its next phase. On reveal, resurrect a card you discarded to another location with its power set to 5. And then so if you discard him before you get a chance to play him, then it turns into waxing. So same thing, but power set to 7. And then you discard him twice, same thing, but power set to 12. And so I'm assuming if you discard him 3 times, he's out. Right? 3 strikes, you're out. But y'all, this is probably the most interesting discard card I've ever seen, bro. Obviously, you know, Kansu Moon Knight, you know that. I'm pretty sure like Moon Knight comes from him in some way or form. Y'all know I'm not tapped in with the lore 100%, but yeah, y'all, I mean, imagine, right, like a 12 power Iron Man somehow, you know, with you Sword Master, you know what I'm saying? And even if you're not able to discard your Kansus multiple times, you get a 5 power resurrected Iron Man, you know what I mean? So I feel like, you know, it's probably the most interesting discard card in the sense that it does not fit right with your standard apocalypse type stuff, your standard you know, your standard hella decks. I mean, it probably could, you probably throw this in hella deck, but you know, it's very interesting, man. I can't even off the top of my head think of I'm obviously we listed the Iron Man stuff, but I feel like there's gonna be a third version of the discard deck thanks to Kansu, right? Very interesting. I mean, there's technically already 3 with Black Knight, but I mean, I feel like Black Knight is thrown in with well, I guess he has his own form. So you got Hella, Apocalypse, Black Knight, Kansu, and I guess Black Bolt and Stature, right? So just making the discard decks more dynamic, man. I like him as a card. Very interesting to me, bro. What y'all think about young Kansu, bro, the Egyptian god, bro? So let's go ahead and get into Starbrand up next. So they went ahead and updated him. So his old stat line that y'all can see down here was 6'8" at the start of the game, plus 2 power for each card in your deck with 10 or more. But they changed him down to 3 cost, 10 power. Ongoing, your opponent has plus 3 at each other location. Interesting, man. I mean, this is the strongest 3 cost card. Sure, you're giving your opponent 9 points for playing this, and that, I mean, that's a big deal. That's a very big deal. So I'm not exactly sure how good it's gonna be because of that. Like you give 10 points in one lane, you give them 3 across every lane. So I mean, it's kind of a gamble, you know what I'm saying? But obviously you throw this on like a Surtur, you know, even some form of like a Shuri Sauron deck. We don't really see like Shuri Sauron used as much, but obviously Sauron is going to go ahead and take off Starbrand's ability, so you're going to get that 3 cost, you know, 20 power card, and you could probably replace him in the Sauron deck, you know what I mean, over something like Typhoid Mary, because you know, it's kind of a little bit more manageable of an ability than Typhoid Mary's is. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but this is interesting, man. What y'all think of Starbrand, original Hulk, OG Red Hulk? Let me know your thoughts, bro. Agamotto up next. So they went ahead and updated him as well, so it went down from 6'12" to 5'10", and now we actually have information about the 4 or 3 of the arcana, you know, that he generates, right? So we got the temporal manipulation, On reveal, give Agamotto +3 power. Put him in your hand if he's not in play. Banish this. And then you got the Winds of Tomb. Afflict an enemy card here with -5 power and move it to the right. Banish this. And then transform your other cards here into copies of the highest power one. Banish this as well. I'm assuming banish means it doesn't get destroyed. Maybe it just disappears somehow. So it's not like a discard. It's not like a destroy. It's just gone. So that's interesting. I wonder if, because they got banished this, right? I wonder if they're gonna start, adding cards that benefit from, other cards being banished outside of Agamotto himself, because, these cards are made to support him. So that's interesting, man. I feel like it has the potential to open up a whole new archetype, right? And it's interesting. Obviously, they don't have any stats really, but I mean, their abilities are all pretty good, pretty interesting. And so you're going to be able to fit him in a number of different decks, kind of like a Kate Bishop, a Nico Minoru, right? So I feel like he's and those were both season pass cards, right? Back in the day. So I feel like this is a season pass fitting, season pass stats, season pass coolness, season pass. He just good, man. Agamotto's solid, bruh. The Eye of Agamotto, man. What y'all think of this guy? Let me go ahead and close these tabs so I don't get sidetracked, man. But let me know what y'all thoughts are on OG Strange, y'all. In Big E sign, man, he got nerfed. Craziest nerf happened before he was even released, bro. They took this legendary out. Maybe they holding on to that legendary stuff, and then they gonna let us cook with that later. But they went ahead and made him a very normal card, bro. 6 cost, 9 power. After each turn, put a card from your hand that didn't start in your deck here. This was broken. I didn't even understand how they could release a card like this, you guys. So I guess this is acceptable. I'm no longer excited for the card anymore, if I can be honest with y'all. But I mean, it's interesting, right? Obviously, an Arsham deck, you're gonna have that extra energy by turn 5. So if you play Isan on turn 5, you get 2 extra cards. Granted, you have a open lane for 2 extra cards to be put down there. But I mean, I feel like outside of Arsham, y'all, I don't really see any use for this card. Granted, like, aren't they the same species? Like, he's a Celestial and so is Arsham. But yeah, I mean, you got outside of that, what other cards generate cards that didn't start in your deck? I mean, obviously we just talked about Agamotto. We have Thanos. I mean, Korg on your opponent's side. Thor and Beta Ray Bill, who you just have Jane for, and King Eitri if you really need. So I mean, I feel like he doesn't really fit in anything outside of an Arsham. On top of that, being a 6 cost card, you're gonna have to cheat him out if you really want to take advantage of his ability, because sure, you can just play him on turn 6 and potentially get 2 cards down on turn 6, like Isan plus whoever he drags out. But yeah, y'all, this is like not good anymore to me, bro. If I could be honest about how I feel about it, man, this just does not seem anywhere near like. It's just because we come from this, bro. Like, everybody's excited for this. Like, even in the comments, I don't get this rework. It was so cool in the original. No, it was too broken. I don't think it would have been acceptable in its old form. But y'all, this kind of whack to me. What y'all think about Big Isan? RIP. He wasn't even born yet, and he already died. Crazy. Strange Supreme. 2 cards. All right, so yeah, y'all, we on to the new cards now, right? So Strange Supreme, 2 cost, 0 power. Give this +2 power whenever it merges. After each turn, merge one of your cards that didn't start in your deck into this. After each turn, merge one of your cards that didn't start in your deck into this. So if you play it and there's no other cards at the locations with it, is it just going to merge into, let's say, because when I read the first part is visibility, right? Y'all know that or maybe you don't know, but I use this like agony scarlet spider, um you know what I'm saying, brew type deck pretty frequently. I feel like he would fit in something like this, but really he can only benefit. I mean, he really would only be merging with Scarlet Spider or Broodling in that type of case. So if he's the only card at his location, is he just gonna merge with a random card in your deck that didn't start in your deck? Or a card that's already down that didn't start in your deck, right? Like a Broodling, like a spider that's generated from Penny Parker, that's already there by itself. Like this it seems like it has very weird conditions to even be able to merge with anything, right? Obviously, a Arashim, a Thanos, anybody that's generating cards, and of course, Agamotto as well, but. I don't know how I feel about this card. I feel like it's kind of like I mean, just based off the text, it seems like it's gonna be very hard to use, kind of like a werewolf by night type of card where you got to really think about everything you're doing and throughout the whole match. But it's cool, man. It's unique. Strange Supreme. He looked clean too. But hey, man, what y'all think about this guy coming to us very soon, man? Big Goliath, big black man. We got Goliath, 2 costs 1 power +1 for each other ongoing you have in play. Pretty simple. Obviously, he's going in the ongoing deck. Spectrum, Doctor Doom. The Doom bots are gonna power him up pretty well. That's all he is. He's an ongoing card that's going into an ongoing deck. Right, I mean, I don't really have much to say about this dude. Seems like he's gonna be strong because it's very easy, like I said, to get a lot of ongoing cards on the field, right? Considering we have Sam Wilson, who gives you that shield, Doctor Doom, who gives you the the extra Doom bots, and then a lot of the ongoing cards that go in the ongoing decks are low cost, so you're gonna be able to play a lot of them throughout the game, right? So he can get up to what, +11, so 212 if you have a entire board full of ongoing cards. Chances are you won't, but interesting, man. What y'all think about him? Big Goliath, Dum Dagon. Dugan, my bad. Dum Dugan. I never even heard of this dude, bro. 2 costs 2 power ongoing. Your cards in the front row here have +1 power. And then, you know what? I actually want to bring up Captain Carter as well, right? Because they kind of have very similar abilities. 2 costs 2 power, 4 costs 2 power. Your other cards in the back row gain this power. Your cards in the front row have +1 power. If he's in the front row, does he get +1, or is it just the other cards in the front row? I'm assuming, so if you play him first, he's 2-3. I'm gonna just assume that you play the next card next to him, that's +1, and then if you give them the +1, y'all, it's confusing me, y'all. But I like this. This is some new stuff right here. Obviously, of course, it's ongoing, so it's gonna fit in the Spectrum deck. It's gonna fit in the Onslaught type of stuff. But yeah, y'all, this cool right here, man. Captain Carter is unique, man, because now you have to kind of think about, let's say you're playing Ant-Man, for example, or let's say you're playing, let's use Iron Man, since we've been talking about him kind of. You got Iron Man. You're obviously more likely than not you're going to be playing Iron Man last because he's a 5-cost card. But when you think about Dum right here and Captain Carter, it's like, okay, do I want him to be one of the first 2 cards I have, or the back? So it's another level of complexity that I'm intrigued to figure out when these cards come out, if they stay like this, right? Because obviously everything's leaked, you guys, so it's all subject to change until it's actually out, right? But Captain Carter, Dum, what y'all think about them two, man? We got a couple cards left. Hydra Stomper, big robot, big green robot, 3 costs 1 power, ongoing, +1 power for each card you move in this game. I like that, bro. And you know what? It doesn't like deal with a scream deck. Let's say like if you're fighting against a scream deck, but let's say you have Luke Cage and Hydra Stomper. If they're moving your cards all around the board and you're not running your own move deck, simply having Hydra Stomper is a pretty good, like I said, not countermeasure, but it's kind of like, something that like that type of deck will have to consider. Like, do I want to move? Do I want to Juggernaut Polaris him too much, because then I'm gonna power up his Hydra Stomper, right? So it's interesting, man. A lot of these cards are obviously they're brand new, but I feel like they all are doing something that hasn't really been done in Marvel Snap yet. Because I mean, like King Eitri, for example, although when he released he was a new card, he didn't do anything different, bro. Like, he was literally just worse Jane Foster, right? So, but yeah, like these cards, they have an interesting level of complexity to them, man. What y'all think about Hydra Stomper? Up next, Young Topaz, 3 cards, 4 power. After you play a card here, move it to the middle location. So you can only take advantage of his ability if he's played on the left or right. And he obviously works with Hydra Stomper, who we just talked about. So yeah, that's cool, man. Of course, you got pretty much a free way to move, your Human Torches. So he's obviously gonna fit in that Madam Web Human Torch. He's gonna fit in the move deck. Obviously, get your Miles Morales for cheap. Get your Hydra Stomper boosted. Boost your Craven. So it's very interesting, man. Yeah, I like it because it kind of what it's kind of doing is obviously there's a lot of forms of move decks, but it's kind of like a Kansu to me, because like I said, Kansu kind of opens up a new way for the discard decks to be played. This opens up a new way for the move decks to be played, right? We have Heimdall, we have the move bounce stuff, right? We have obviously Scream, Madam Web. Now we kind of got Topaz, who I feel like is gonna be a cornerstone piece for like certain types of move decks as well, man. So this is cool right here. I like his card. We got 2 guys left, y'all. Kahori, 4 cards, 6 power. For each card in your hand, give a friendly card +1 power. That's cool, man. So I don't know if Echo and her are from the same. I mean, they kind of look like they from, they kind of look related to me without having any knowledge of them. But, or not Echo, my bad. Snow Guard, right? So yeah, Kahori, Snow Guard, Devil Dinosaur type stuff. Give a friendly card +1 power. So yeah, man, Mirage, all that sort of thing. This is cool. It's funny, 4 cost 6, because we got a White Queen who can fit in those type of decks, but I feel like there's really no use for White Queen. So I feel like, as your 4 cost card, you could probably fit Kahori in there, right? You play let's say you get a Zabu out at some point, and you get a late turn or a late game Luke Cage, and then you get a late game Kahori, right? Because you get them both down to 3, and then you obviously fill up your hand with not Luke Cage. Did I say Nick Fury or Luke Cage? Nick Fury, and then you play Kahori alongside them, and then you like boost everybody. So that's cool, y'all. Cool, man. Last but not least, though, Infinity Allreezy. On reveal, add 2 Ultron Infinity Stones to your hand. 5 cost 6 power, y'all. I like him at 5 cost. Like I said, we don't really have a lot of important 5 cost cards, but now, right, with Agamotto, with Infinity Ultron, they're doing something about that. And we don't have visuals for the stones, at least on Marvel Snap Zone. I don't have any, but as y'all can see, man, we got the Ultra Power Stone, double Infinity Ultron's power. The Reality Stone, add a something here, set his power to something. So I don't know what that's doing, right? Obviously, we didn't get the Datamine and tell us everything, but we got the Time Stone. On reveal, put a card from your hand here. On reveal, move the lowest power enemy card to probably this thing's location. Your on review abilities happen twice here, and then for each location you have, give a friendly card there +2 power. All the stones seem to have very good abilities. Obviously, I mean, the Mind Stone is literally Wong. I don't know how much it's gonna cost. It wouldn't make sense to me for it to cost less than Wong. But I mean, you got Infinity Ultron, you got the Strain Supreme is obviously gonna work with the Ultron Infinity Stones. Obviously Isan, you know, so I like this card, man. It almost seems like a better Agamotto, bro. I don't know if this is a season pass card, but he seems like he can do a lot more than Agamotto can. So maybe he gets his own season at a later point. I don't know. Y'all, that was the data mine for today. Y'all, hope y'all boys enjoyed. Like I said, this video was a little bit late. Had a lot going on this week, but still wanted to get this up. Y'all be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We're on the road to 4K subs. I appreciate y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.
Yeah.